You know, I'm honestly kind of stunned that we're 8 months into 2022 and there have only really been like, what, 3 shark movies of note? Now, I said of note, because I'm sure if I looked I'd find a new shark movie farted out every week of the year from some rando with a camera if I actually googled it. The 2010 movie, The Reef, directed by Andrew Traucki, was a fairly underrated shark movie at the time. And when that came out, I worked at a video store, and barely anyone ever rented it, because there's so many goddamn garbage dump shark movies out there that just nobody wanted to bother. And I mean, it wasn't a masterpiece, but it was decent, and the shark sequences were actually really well done. There was like some genuine shots in that movie where I was like, how the hell did they do that? Jump ahead 12 years later, and we have The Reef, Stalked, which is a dumb title. Also directed by Andrew Traucki. And I will say this, it's certainly a shark movie. The first 10 minutes of Reef 2 feels like the director got really hooked on like Midsummer and wanted to replicate that. It follows almost the same notes. Our main character, Nick's sister, is killed by her psychopath of a husband, so nearly a year later, Nick and her 2 friends, plus her younger sister, go on a trip together. I mean, come on, just switch out the ocean with like the pagan ritual stuff and it's basically Midsummer. Just without any of the masterful tension and filmmaking prowess that Ari Aster has. And honestly, it could have been like a really hard-hitting opening sequence, but they just had to ruin it with this. Did you like that mindfuck of jump cuts? They do it multiple times throughout the movie, so get used to it. I sure hope you liked it. Like, we know she's traumatized. She found her dead sister in a bathtub. You can be subtle about it. We don't need to be like visually assaulted with flashbacks every 20 minutes. It's unbelievably annoying. And I'm gonna like go back to like comparing this to Midsummer again, even though I know they're not the same genre of film. But I mean, come on. Florence Pugh's performance in that movie is subtle. She has breakdowns. You can tell just by looking at her that she's traumatized by what happened to her family. At no point, really, do they do flashbacks. And when they do it, it's like really subtle. Like that creepy shot in like the background of Midsummer where you can kind of see like the silhouette of her dead sister's face in like the trees and stuff. They do stuff like that. It's not like being visually assaulted with like a bunch of cuts that you're just like, we get it. We get it. We don't need to be reminded. So the story here is that 4 people head out into the ocean on kayaks to do spearfishing or whatever the hell they're doing. And once they get out there, they get attacked by a great white. Your extremely standard shark movie fare. And to the movie's credit, there are a few genuinely creepy shots of the shark, but to be honest, you don't really see it much. Of the movie's 90-minute runtime, I think the shark accounts for maybe a total of 10 of those minutes. So with very little shark, the movie rests on the shoulders of our characters. And they're fine, I guess. Teresa Leanne as Nick and Saskia Archer as her sister Annie basically carry the movie. They're the 2 best performances. The other 2 chicks, they're just kind of there as like cannon fodder and to be stupid. In particular, there's a scene where the women are clearly like, I don't know, a mile away from shore when the shark attacks them. They see these kids playing on a raft, like way off in the distance, like up way off, and they decide, we need to save the kids. So this one chick starts heading towards the kids, and guess what? The fucking shark follows her, towards the kids. The shark wasn't going after the kids, it was going after them. It's so stupid. Also, for some reason, it sounds like she's screaming Shaq. Shaq! 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 And all it made me think of was how much better this movie would have been if the shark was just Shaq swimming around with a shark fin on his back. Give me that movie, man. Now, because of their stupidity, one of the kids gets attacked, and at 40 minutes into the movie, they end up on land. And at this point, I was like, okay, so what now? Like, can I shut this shit off? Well, turns out the island has no doctor, no phone, no Wi-Fi. They probably crap in buckets. It just sucks, man. So they gotta go back out to the island, next to this island, to go get help for the kid, on a boat that kind of looks like it was put together by a blind gorilla. And I gotta be honest, I'd be like, oh man, it just sounds like the kid about to bleed out, fam. I ain't going back out there. And like, honestly, the last half hour of this movie, I kind of felt like I was just gonna start falling asleep. It's the same cycle over and over. They see a fin, shark disappears, oh no, attacks them for a moment, one of them falls in, gets back in the boat, they see a fin, shark vanishes, yada yada, fucking... Now, considering this movie's only real competition this year so far has been The Requiem and Sharkbait, I'd say that the bar isn't exactly set very high. Those were ass. Objectively, Reef Stalked is the better movie of the three, but like I said, that ain't saying much. I mean, it's still pretty mediocre. Far better acted, but a lot slower paced than those other two movies, so, I mean, it's up to you to decide if that's what you're looking for. If you want your straightforward, stupid, like, exciting shark movie, those other two are probably better, but I mean, if you want a better movie, then just go with Reef 2. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. Consider subscribing to the channel. I do stuff like this all the time. If you want to support the channel and see your name scroll up with the rest of these beautiful bastards, you can do so at the Patreon for $1 a month to get exclusive videos, exclusive content. Link is on screen and in the description below. Thank you for the continued support. I'll see you guys in the next video.